Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another shoe first impressions video, but our shoe today is incredibly exciting. Yes, we are looking at, as you can see behind me and in my hand right now, the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro version 2.0. Yes, we are looking at Adidas's new top performing race shoe, and I can tell you this is a shoe I was incredibly excited for, and it did not disappoint when I got it on my feet. So today I took it out for my first run of 14 kilometers at roughly 4 minutes 30 per kilometer average. This was a pretty standard tempo run for me, focusing on lots of those race-paced intervals for my 10K. So to begin, let's start with the upper of this shoe, and this is Adidas's brand new Cellar Mesh, which I think is absolutely exceptional. As you can probably tell when I hold it up, it is completely see-through in certain sections. All of these clear parts that aren't either blue or green on this model are completely see-through, so you can see your foot, your sock, whatever you put inside of it. It's pretty cool. I found this to be an incredibly comfortable, lightweight mesh upper. I got this in my normal size, a men's size 9 here in the UK, and I thought the sizing was pretty much perfect. Not too short, as I find some Adidas shoes can be, but just the right length. And the amount of upper seemed perfect for my foot shape. The lockdown in this shoe was absolutely incredible. Nothing special to do with the laces, no special lacing system, just traditional, but it worked incredibly well. I also think the tongue is one of the best bits about the shoe actually. It's incredibly thin, however, it's got some very key and strategic points of padding which really help to alleviate any tightness or pressure you might feel from really cinching those laces tight. The heel counter is not super hard, it definitely is rigid right at the back. However, there's not a lot to it. The minimalistic padding is something I really like. Again, weight saving. And I didn't feel any slippage or any rubbing or anything wrong with that heel collar. One of the main ethos of this shoe is definitely weight saving. There are small holes put into the upper all around to try and save weight. And with it being so thin and see-through, I really think that helps to keep the weight of a shoe with a humongous stack height very light. Talking about that humongous stack height, let's move on to the midsole, and we've got a midsole consisting of only Light Stripe Pro. This is my first shoe with this foam in, and I must say it really has lived up to expectations. It's got a nice amount of bounce in it without being too soft and squidgy like you're running on marshmallows, which, although it can be nice for a long run or an easy day shoe, when you want to be doing those race paces or races, that's not something that I personally look for. This is definitely a high stack height shoe. We've got 39 millimeters in the rear of this shoe. So although you might think that makes it slightly unstable, I actually found that in combination with the outsole, wasn't at all a problem in this shoe. However, if you're not a fan of really tall stack heights on your running shoes, this might not be the shoe for you. The other component of the midsole of this shoe is these lovely exposed energy rods in here. Adidas claim that these carbon infused rods follow your metatarsals of the foot to improve energy return and make running faster and easier. Now, although I can't guarantee these claims are true, from my first test run today, I did feel like it had a great amount of propulsion. It's a relatively stiff shoe. When I tried to bend it like this, there's almost no give, which is something I really like, because unless you're putting your full body weight through the forefoot and really loading those energy rods, you don't get the full benefit. But when you do, man, you can tell they are starting to work and just really ensure a really nice clean turnover in your gait cycle. The midsole in this Adidas shoe definitely isn't as soft as something like the Nike Next Percent or Next Percent 2. However, I think for me personally, a little bit firmer than that ultra soft and bouncy feel is exactly what I want for racing shorter distances. My main use for the shoe is going to be 10Ks and half marathon races. And so I'm not worrying about how my leg's going to feel all the way up to that marathon distance, where something like the Nike Next Percent might help you a little bit more. And finally, very quickly, let's just touch on the outsole of this shoe. We have continental rubber throughout, I believe. However, the only portion that is actually labelled is the small little front toe cap. Regardless of whether or not the rest of the rubber is continental, it does feel absolutely brilliant underfoot. We've got one large pad right at the front, which provides an incredible amount of grip, and then, as seemingly with all super shoes at the moment, we've got these two small panels on the rear foot. Throughout the rubber on the outsole, we've got small holes cut just to alleviate the weight, which I think is really nice touch, and the rubber isn't too thick at all. There was still some dirt and some water out on my run today, and I can tell you it did not prove a single problem for the outsole. It was incredibly grippy throughout, so I have no worries with this outsole either. And that glowing review of the outsole kind of sums up the whole shoe, really. I can't fault this shoe so far after my first run. It seems like, at least for me personally, the ideal racing and threshold training shoe. I'm going to be using this shoe for the run portion of my final triathlon of the year this weekend, the Dorney Lake season finale triathlon, which I think will be an absolutely brilliant test of this shoe in quite difficult race conditions. If you want to see my race day video of that, then please consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you want to see more shoe reviews, I'll put some of those on screen now, and hit subscribe to see the full 100-mile review of this shoe.